Ultimate Fitness Guide, 5 simple steps. So if you're not driving or working out, you may want to grab pen and paper. Whoops. Sorry, sound check. I'm going to give you some 5 simple steps on how to have your ultimate fitness guide if you're setting up a fitness guide for yourself. First things first is that I feel is to have clear, specific goals. So let's do a little goal setting exercise right here. If you could wave a realistic magic wand and you can have your body, your health, your energy, any kind of way you wanted it to be over the next year, by this time next year, what would that be like for you? Think about that. This is a very, very important part of your ultimate fitness guide because I feel it's very important for you to know exactly what it is we're going to achieve, right? So think about it for a moment. If you could wave that realistic magic wand and you could have your body and your health and your energy any kind of way you wanted it to be this time next year, what would that be like for you? Think about that. Get clear and specific, right? Now, here are the 5 simple steps. But first, before we get to the 5 simple steps, you have your clear and specific goal. I can't overstate how important having a clear, specific goal is. So please dial it in. Matter of fact, I'll use myself as an example. My goal is that I'm at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. That is a very clear and specific goal, right? So what is your goal? I when I do goals, especially with fitness, I like having body weight and body fat percentages. That's an easy way to do a goal. It's very clear and specific. A simple way to do this, if you're not clear on body fat percentages, is just go. Here's a simple, almost free way you can do it without having to take a fancy test, is to go on Google, doing a search, an image search for body fat percentages for men and women. What that's going to pull up is usually some pictures of ranges of pictures of men and women from kind of a low body fat to a high body fat percentage. And then what you can do is you can look at the picture and you can see, kind of find yourself on the picture. Like, okay, this is where I'm at, whatever it is, 20%, 30%, wherever you're at, you see yourself, okay, that's where I'm at. You see yourself, okay, it gives you a really good idea, I feel like, on like where you're at currently. Then look at the few frames up and determine what's your goal. If you could have it any kind of way you wanted, if you could wave that realistic magic wand, what body fat percent would you like to be? Mine is to be at or below 10% body fat. That's my goal, right? Now, men and women's are a little different. So, but just look at the pictures. I encourage you to look at the pictures and you decide what's best for you. Now, of course, this is what I do professionally, is I have a high value, low cost offer for virtual fitness training. And I coach you through this process, but I'm going to give you everything you need right now. If you want to do it on your own. I'm giving you the tools. A lot of times, even though we get the tools, we don't do it unless we get somebody that's, holding us accountable. So, but the tools is to have a clear and specific goal. That's what's most important out of this statement right now. If you're just tuning in, to have a clear, specific goal for your fitness. And I recommend usually having a body fat percent and a body weight. That's a good way to do it. But do whatever works for you. Clothes size, whatever works. Okay. Now, once you have this set up, the 5 simple steps are basically proper training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. I had a mentor that once would say, in any major area of life, there are really only about a half a dozen fundamentals, principles, If you follow the principles within those areas, you'll be successful. And with fitness, I feel like he nailed it, right? There's only 5 things. Simple, right? Simple. If you want to make a year from now to be your best fitness self, there are only 5 fundamentals to fitness. I feel like if you follow these 5 fundamentals, you will be successful. Training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Now with training, say for example, I encourage you basically to have strength training and cardiovascular training. Now imagine for a moment that we have a twin engine airplane, or have it flying along on the twin engine airplane. And one engine is cardiovascular and one engine is strength. Now, not including, getting everything started, whatever, but we want both engines going, right, on the plane. The whole time we want both engines going, right? Now, what happens if we only have one engine going? It's not going to be as efficient, right? We're not going to get that same flight quality if we just have one engine working on the airplane. So that's why I encourage you to have in your exercise routine, I encourage you to have strength training and cardiovascular training. That's what's going to be the best for you, right? So I encourage you to have both, right? Any questions on that, let me know. That's exercise. Now, one other thing with exercise. It doesn't matter if you work out 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Just pick your plan, work your plan. I encourage you to do some cardio and some strength. If you could do 3 days a week, you're 80% ahead of everybody else. I like doing 5 days a week. I enjoy exercise, and so it's pleasurable to me. So I do it 6 days a week, but recovery-wise, it's not smart. So 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, those are common amounts to work out. But now let's look real quick for a moment at some basic exercise principles to include inside your strength training routine, right? When it comes to the principles, I feel like there are basically 5 principles that make up a good strength training routine: proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. So why would proper form be so important? Think about it. Why would it be important to have proper form when we're exercising on our routine? Well, maybe you guessed it, so we don't get hurt. That's a big reason. I don't want you to get hurt. So doing proper form is going to help you not get hurt. And then also, too, so that we're exercising the muscles effectively. We're being effective, right? So we're being we're being the most we can effective, and we're avoiding getting hurt, right? Proper form. So then there's variety. Why would we want to switch it up from time to time again? Why couldn't we just do one workout the whole year long? Why would we want to change it up occasionally? Well, have you ever heard of a plateau, right? Well, continually changing things up. That's why I usually like about every 4 weeks to change up myself and my clients' routines. Keeps it fresh, right? So about every 4 weeks, you're changing things up. But there's lots of ways to do variety. That's just one way as a coach that helps me keep organized. And 4 weeks kind of gives you, I feel, time to progress on something and then change it up again. But that change up is going to keep us from hitting plateaus, which getting stuck, not progressing to the next level. And it's going to keep us interested. I love changing up the routine. Oh, I get to mix it up this week doing different exercises. So there's a lot of advantages to changing it up. So variety. So we have proper form, variety, and then intensity. What comes to mind when you think about exercising with intensity? Well, think about it. So say, for example, we're doing tricep extensions, we're doing push downs, doing tricep extensions, and we're going for 12 repetitions, and it's getting hard, tough. 9, 10, 11, 12, barely get number 12, and we got number 12. What's the best, most beneficial part of that set? The first few reps or the last few reps? Think about it and why. What would be the last few, right? That's where the actual muscles get overloaded, right? So I want you to consider that, right? So that's intensity, right? Then there's different training principles. Some like compound sets, supersets, circuit training, rest pause training, doing a up and down the rack method. There's all kind of ways to shock and that, which also I feel adds to variety. There is many different training principles you can incorporate into your routine and look them up online. If you're training by yourself, look up training principles. Very simple thing to do, right? A lot of resources right at your fingertips. If you're welcome to give it a try. So then let's look at consistency. What's the beneficial part of consistency? Why would consistency be an important part of training? In our training routine, going into the new year, say we're going to work out 4 days a week. Say I'm working out 5. I don't know. I'm just guessing 4, kind of middle of the road. And we set out for that road. And in every week, consistently, we hit that mark 4 days a week, 4 days a week, every week, 4 days a week. We got it in. That's consistency. That's the power of consistency. Now, say if we have you and say you have a twin of you, and you started out with that same journey. You worked out 4 days a week. You ate as healthy as you could. You got your rest. Your twin started off that way, but then skipped a workout here and there, wasn't being real consistent, right? At the end of the year, who's going to have the best progress? It's going to be that person that was consistent. The power of consistency. So whether you choose to work out 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, I encourage you to be consistent. Choose your journey. Choose what you can do with your schedule, based on your lifestyle, based on your goals. Pick a plan and work that plan. Now, of course, if you need help or accountability, I'm a virtual coach, obviously. Sometimes people need accountability and coaching, but I'm saying one way or another, whether you do it with a coach or whether you do it on your own, pick a plan and work your plan. Be consistent with your plan. The power of consistency. Can't say it enough. It will help you be so successful. The power of consistency. So those 5 things make up a proper training program. Proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Put those things together, you're going to have a super duper exercise program. So let's look at nutrition. Imagine for a moment that we're trying to build a 2-story house from scratch. And imagine that we only have half the materials necessary to build our house. How far are we going to get? Probably halfway, right? So the foods that you and I eat on a daily basis, the foods that we all eat, are the supplies that goes towards building our body. So if you want to build and tone your muscles and burn fat, the foods that you eat on a daily basis is either going to support you in that journey or it's going to hurt you in that journey. And I encourage you, all of us, to have a whole food, plant-based diet. About every day, I encourage you to approximately have about 50% of your food from fruits and vegetables, and the other 50% from whole grains and proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds. And protein shakes, plant-based protein shakes. There's all kind of ways to eat healthy these days and make it taste good. For further digging into it if you're interested. Documentary to consider watching is The Game Changers, THE Game Changers. So on YouTube and Netflix, and also Forks Over Knives, also on YouTube and Netflix, right? Now, imagine for a moment. See, I feel like basically nutrition and what we eat affects our body in these particular 4 ways, which is related to your goals, our goals, our metabolism, our energy levels, our insulin levels, and our blood sugar levels. Imagine, thank you for the likes. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Imagine for a moment that we're building a fire in the fireplace. And imagine that we have a choice between oak wood or paper to burn in your fireplace, and we had to choose between the two, between the oak wood or the paper, right? Now, not including kindling and getting the fire started, but if you had to choose between the oak wood or the paper, which one would you pick and why? Think about it. Think about it. All right. So most people would choose the oak wood. And let's talk about it. If we're burning oak wood in the fireplace, it's going to burn longer. I'm not talking about getting it started. That's a whole process in itself, getting the fire started. But once it's going, that quality burning wood, that oak wood is going to burn long and slow and, slow and steady, right? Now over here, if we had that paper, we're burning that paper, it's just going to burn fast and just quickly, and it's going to be gone. And we're going to be left with no fire, right? So the foods that we eat to be more like oak wood, and those foods are mainly fruits and vegetables, whole grains, proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds, generally things that's high in fiber. If anyone's interested in my food list, just message me the word food list. I'm happy to send you a free copy of it. What I use for myself and my clients. I've been saying I'm going to put together a page so you can just click on it and look at it, but I haven't done that yet. But basically, whole foods, right? Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, lentils, nuts, seeds, smoothies. I love smoothies. I embrace smoothies. You can make them a chocolate peanut butter, and fruits like strawberry flavor. There's all kind of things we can do with smoothies and make them whole food, plant-based, right? So that's nutrition. Let's take a look at recovery. Over the last few years, I had the honor of training 3 different neurologists, and one is a neuroradiologist. And they all know a lot about brain health, sleep health. And they have all said their studies show them that our bodies do best on 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. Now, I know everybody's got different lifestyle things going on. And I just heard this podcast the other day talk about this, and this was really interesting. He says, don't beat yourself up if you don't get it, right? But do use it as a standard and get it every time you can. My sleep standards are very high. I had probably at about a 90% success rate of having that, which what this guy that was on the podcast was saying what his goal was. But just do the best you can and get it when you can. It's very good for the longevity of our body. We want to be around longer to enjoy our friendships, our family, the things on earth. We want to enjoy this earth and the highest quality, best quality possible. Sleep and recovery can help us with that. So I encourage you to consider 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. Do the best you can, but don't beat yourself up about it. Shoot for about a 90% or so if you can. Which brings us to, so we talked about training, we've talked about nutrition, we've talked about recovery. Now we're going to talk about supplementation. So there's basically two different types of supplementation, or two categories, I feel. And one is nutritional supplementation, and the other is enhancement supplementation. And I'll give you an example. Smoothies, protein powders, for example, I feel are nutritional supplements, and I embrace them. I love them. I drink at least 2 a day. And then enhancement performance supplements are basically like creatine monohydrate, for example, is a good quality, time-tested supplement that does enhance strength, right? And for those of you over 40 who are into hormone therapy and that sort of thing, I would put that in this category, enhancement supplement category, right? But keep in mind that the base of this is training, and then nutrition, then recovery, then supplementation, right? We don't just cut to the supplements. It's training, nutrition, recovery, then supplementation. And then last but not least is the mindset. And the mindset with fitness is huge. So imagine for a moment that we're trying to build a 2-story building, or bigger than that, a big resort we're building, and it's tall, right? And we have the big machines out front, the big cranes, the big tall cranes, and at the box they have the person pulling the levers on in the crane. Well, I feel our mindset is like the person in the box, and the big machine is our body, and our mind is pulling the levers, telling you, go work out, eat healthy, or you can also say, skip this workout, right? Skip this meal or eat this bad meal here. But that's the thing, is what I want to get across to you, is that our mindset with fitness is so powerful. So I encourage you to embrace that and to keep working on it. It's not something I feel like can be just done in a day. I'm consistently still working on my mindset, and I've been doing it since I was a teenager. So it's an ongoing, I feel like it's an ongoing thing. And I'll give you something to get you going right now, something you can take with you to use. And it's an affirmation / prayer, right? And it's very simple. Here it goes. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then you fill in the blank. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then you fill in the blank, right? That's an affirmation and a prayer, however you want to use it. So like when I go to the studio tomorrow, I'm driving in my car, and I like to start off my affirmations in the car in the morning on the way in the car to the studio. So I say, I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. See, that's the basics of the affirmation. That's the mindset. Now, why else is the mindset important? It's so important because I feel like you're up against resistance. As you're moving forward on your fitness journey, life and other things is going to be coming at you and giving you resistance as you're trying to go forward in your fitness journey. You're attempting to go forward in your fitness journey, but things are going to be happening, trying to get in your way, right? So I encourage you to plan out your routine. The 3 days you're going to work out, plan them in your schedule, and nothing's going to stop you. You do that no matter what, right? And you just take action on it. And then every day though, while you're taking action, you're working on your mindset. And this affirmation, I am happy and grateful now that I am, you fill in the blank, that powerful affirmation can keep you in the game, just because what we're doing is we're training our brain, our mindset, that I am happy and grateful now that I am 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. See, I'm giving thanks, although in reality, I'm still building up to it, right? So I hope that makes sense. So something to think about. Put a little 1 in the chat if it does make sense, whether it's now or on the replay. All right. So that's basically the summary on your Ultimate Fitness Guide. So have a clear, specific goal. We're going to break it down, the 5 simple steps, have a good exercise program, whether it's 3, 4, or 5 days a week, blend of cardio and strength, eating healthy, at least 80, 90% healthy, whole food, plant-based, getting approximately 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night, using supplements, whether it's enhancements or nutritional, and working on your mindset daily. I have 3 free offers to consider. If you visit my website, if you just type in your browser fit.fitness, just like it sounds, fit.fitness, it'll take you to my primary website, Weight Loss Solutions That Work. It'll take you there. I have a 7-day free email series and a 21-day email series. The difference between the two is the 7-day is basically a text-based letter. So you're going to read tips on how to burn fat. And then the 21-day email series is basically video-based. So it's a 10, 15-minute lesson that you can get just for free, 21 days in a row, just something to get you motivated and learning something practical tips. And then also too, I have virtual fitness training. I do in my city, I do one-on-one personal training, but I have a new different offer that's different than personal training. And it's may or may not be a fit for you, but it's designed to be high value, low time. We only meet 10 minutes once a week, but you will have an app that you can download to your phone, set you up the workout, and then we meet every week and we go over your challenges and your victories, make sure you're staying on track. And it's I know what other people charge. I feel like this is it's designed to be high quality, low cost, and low time, right, needed. So if you're a busy professional, I feel like it might be something particularly for you. Message me the word consult if you're interested to find out more about that. CON, just consult. I know what you mean. I'm sure you can spell consult. So those are my 3 free offers. So 7-day email series, 21 email series. And then if you want a consultation about my virtual fitness training, you can message me consult. Be blessed. And remember that health is wealth. I just got off the podcast with this guy the other day, and he was just talking about, and this guy was a billionaire, and he was just in his 60s, and he was just talking about, he wrote a book on longevity, and he was just talking about health is wealth. Doesn't matter what earthly possessions we accomplish while we're here. It's health. Our health is wealth. We want to feel good and enjoy life. We just don't want to have a beating heart and be, laying around miserable at any point in our life. But our health is wealth. So if you have the option to take care of your health, I encourage you, if you're not following these 5 principles, exercising, nutrition, recovery, supplements, if you're not doing that, I encourage you to consider making a move towards that your health is your wealth. And I laid out these 5 simple steps so that it can give you something to go on. And my goal is, I'm probably not going to be here Tuesday because I'm got something going on Tuesday, but almost every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I'm going to be coming at you here live for support at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'd love to see you then. Remember, be blessed. And if you're interested in finding out more about the app, I have some different services. If you're message me the word app, and when it's ready, I'll let you check it out. Thanks a lot. Be blessed, and remember, health is wealth. And hope you have a blessed week. Bye for now.